Hi everyone, it's Brian Carruthers, and I'm excited today to introduce a brand new book to the world called Making My First 10 Million, a story about money and leveraged income that I truly believe will be able to triple your recruiting immediately. Now let me first share with you how this book came about so you understand how this is going to help you and I in all of our recruiting efforts as network marketers in this industry. I actually hung up the phone about a month ago after having a very frustrating conversation with a prospect that just did not see why he needed to make a change in his life. Now, he said he was interested in making more money, but after the conversation, I said, you know what, this guy has a completely closed mind. He just did not understand or grasp or appreciate our network marketing model. So I began to type out an email to him to try to convey to him the value of what he can derive from building a business in network marketing. And as I started to key out the email, I found it kept on going on and on and on. I said, this is good. If I could just share this email with every prospect I'm talking to before I have a conversation with them, I can actually have a conversation with more open minds. And as it went on and on, it got longer and longer, it actually turned into a book. And so what I decided to do is actually make it a tool that I can actually hand out to a prospect to be able to get their door of receptivity opened up so they would be interested in hearing about my opportunity before I try to shove it through the door that was completely or virtually locked out. So let me share with you what the book is about. You know, a lot of people don't realize that they have an adverse relationship with money. And so I ask people some questions. Do you want more money? Do you need more money? Do you feel like you attract or repel money? And do you understand leveraged money? And what I find is that because people have been conditioned and programmed their whole lives that money is a root of all evil, or rich people are bad people, because people have this programming, they unfortunately have been repelling money their entire lives without truly understanding that. So in the book, I dive into how they've been repelling money and how they can learn to start attracting money. I also talk about the fact that they need to find a business model that's going to get them from working on a linear basis to on a leverage basis using our network marketing model. And I share how I was actually introduced to network marketing years ago. I completely shunned the idea. I thought it was a pyramid scheme. And then I also share how I was introduced to the concept of network marketing by somebody that was able to actually cause my own mindset or my paradigm to shift, where I realized, you know what? My background as a real estate agent in a family real estate company was no different than the network marketing model. And so in the book, I can take that objection, that common objection. How many times as a network marketer do you ever actually talk to a prospect and they say, oh, is that one of those things? Or is that a pyramid? Well, if they read this book, they'll see how my brain shifted in that conversation with a person that introduced it to me, and it will shift the reader's brain as well. So now they understand that this is a legitimate model, a very significant opportunity for them to utilize. So I talk about money, I talk about network marketing, how I chose the network marketing model and made my first $10 million before I was 40 years old. And then I revert back to them understanding the concept of leverage income and how if they don't get leveraged income in their lives, they're destined to go down the same road. We always say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting things to change. And at the very end of the book, on the very last page, it basically says to contact the person who gave you this book. They might be able to share with you the vehicle that help you get that leveraged income in your life. So the book is basically designed to be able to help everybody to get those doors of receptivity with our prospects opened up. Again, I want you to stop talking to prospects that are just closed-minded and not hearing what you're saying, and start talking to prospects that are interested in your business model in the first place. So let me share with you exactly how you're going to use this book in your daily recruiting activity. It's going to be basically a 1-2 punch. When you talk to a prospect, instead of trying to introduce your opportunity to them right away without knowing whether they understand or appreciate the need for an opportunity or appreciate our network marketing business model, you're going to be able to now use this book as the lead-in or as the door opener to get that door of receptivity opened up before you try to walk in with your opportunity. Now, the book is designed for a very short 10 to 15-minute read. It's only 32 pages. It's very big print. It's something that every one of your prospects is not going to be intimidated by a big, thick book. They can say, you know what, I can read that in 10 minutes while I'm eating lunch, or I can read it while I'm eating dinner tonight, or after I put my kids to bed. So it's a very simple, soft, easy read, but it's also extremely powerful, and the message is going to really hit them in their emotional solar plexus. So the name of the game is to get this book out in as many hands as you can, open up as many doors, and then come in behind it with your network marketing opportunity. Now, it's designed also to be able to be purchased very, very inexpensively, as little as $1 a piece. For $1, I mean, what is an interested prospect worth to you? How much do you actually have to spend in advertising, marketing, and promotions to go out there and find somebody that wants to learn about your opportunity? Okay, $1 is going to be very easy. It's a handout tool. It's a send-out tool. You can actually stick it in a regular size 10-letter envelope with a 66-cent postage stamp on it and send it out first-class mail. So you don't have to go out there and box it up like a typical large book. What's also incredible about the book is that you can actually use it as a loss leader. Now, some people that are big marketers are going to use it as a loss leader, meaning that they can offer it as a free book to be able to actually get people to come to their squeeze page, capture their name, email, phone number, and to be able to send a book out to them and be able to actually follow up after they're building up that database of prospects that are actually interested in learning about an opportunity. Big network marketing builders know that you've got to fill your funnel at all times. The name of the game is how many prospects can I get into my database, into my funnel, because the more you put in and the faster you put them in, the quicker some are going to come out the other end as representatives in your business. So the name of the game is to fill your funnel. And what better way than to use a generic piece? See, if I go to my prospects and I immediately lead with my company pitch, whether it be a DVD or a company magazine or my company website, they immediately think I'm trying to pitch them, I'm trying to recruit them, I'm trying to sell them. But if I can go to them and say, hey, look, I want to give you this very short but powerful book. Will you read it? And I'm going to share with you all a script in a minute on what you can actually say to get them to want to read this generic book about money. Now, once they actually read this book, now they're kind of an open mind. Then you walk in with step 2, share with them your opportunity. So the question I want to ask you is, what is a brand new recruit worth to you in your business model? You know, you recruit somebody on board. What's that worth to you? $200? $300? $1,000? You tell me what it's worth. So let's say you get 100 of these books for $100, $1 a piece. And let's say you go out there and start getting them into the marketplace, and for each recruit that you bring in, you're getting a $200 return. So let's say conservatively, you get 3 recruits or 5 recruits or 10 recruits out of 100 proper exposures to interested people that want to learn about your opportunity. So you're going to be much more effective in your recruiting efforts by leading with this, okay? But we'll stay conservative, okay? If you're getting $200 on each recruit that comes on board, and let's say you bring 3 recruits on board, that's $600 return. 5 recruits, that's $1,000 return. 10 recruits, that's $2,000 return on $100 that you invested in getting these tools into the marketplace. So you can understand when they say it takes money to make money on a shoestring budget because these are only $1 a piece. What if you and your entire organization were out there on a daily basis, handing these out to people they see at the line in the bank or at the grocery store or at a networking event? Or maybe you're big in social media and you get on Twitter, you get on Facebook, you start making some contacts, say, hey, look, I just found about this incredibly short, powerful book about money. If I send you a copy, will you read it? And just get their address and send it to them in the mail. The name of the game is fill your funnel as fast as you can. So imagine if you have 10 people on your team that are each getting 10 of these out a week. So that'd be 100 proper exposures a week for your business. That's 400 a month. Imagine what can happen to your recruiting in the next 30, 60, 90 days if your team started to go out and getting that many quality exposures, people wanting to hear about your opportunity. So we always say that exposure is everything, a proper exposure even better, and then fortune is in the follow-up. I want to say fortune is in the immediate follow-up. So what you want to do is you want to use the right language, the right script. I'm going to give you the script right now so you know exactly what to say when you're getting the book out. So here's a sample script of what you can say to properly get this exposure made, and you got to keep it simple. Always remember, keep it simple. So the name of the game is you ask your friend, you ask your prospect, if I give you this short, powerful book about money, will you read it? Okay? If I give you this short, powerful book about money, will you read it? If they say yes, say great. Let's chat about it after reading so you can thank me profusely. And then you give them a big cheesy grin, smile at them and say, what's the best number in time to reach you tonight? And then you want to go ahead and put your pen to paper and write down the number if you don't know them. If you do know them, you already have it. Again, if I give you this short, powerful book about money, will you read it? Great, let's chat about it after reading so you can thank me profusely. What's your best number in time to catch you tonight? And I want to reiterate that the follow-up is very, very important. Fortune is in the immediate follow-up. Follow up the same exact day. So that's exactly what you can say. Of course, you can come up with your own language and have your own personality, but the name of the game is fortune is in the immediate follow-up. If I give somebody this book on a Tuesday afternoon, I'm calling it back Tuesday night. Always remember, you want to strike while the iron's hot and will never be hotter than when you just gave them the book, you reiterate that it's a 10 or 15-minute read, and you contact them back the same day or the same night. So look, Making My First 10 Million, this brand new book has already hit number 6 in the first week on Amazon's bestseller list. I just know that this is going to sweep the industry. It's going to help so many networkers and their teams triple their recruiting in the next 60 to 90 days. I hope that you run with this, and I hope I get a lot of great feedback that your business exploded because you started to open up the door of receptivity before you try to shove your opportunity down somebody's ear that was not even ready to listen to it. So again, Brian Carruthers, I appreciate everybody in the network marketing profession, and I see everybody over the top.